Hey guys, Rexasaur here, and welcome back to Total War Online Battles. This one is on Fall of the Samurai. It is given to me by my good friend Stifsre. He is playing here, because there's no factions in Fall of the Samurai, obviously, lol, you scrubs. He has a General's Bodyguard, 4 Yariki, 5 Black Turtle Force. It's actually Tortoise Force, I wrote it down wrong. 3 Red Bear Infantry, 1 United States Marine, 1 Infanterie de Marine, and that's it. That's all he's got. It's very infantry. Although he's got 4 Yariki, which is good. But compared to his enemy, who is Dog, what a name. He has 1 General's Bodyguard, 4 Yariki, 1 Sharpshooters, 1 United States Marines, 3 Red Bear Infantry, and 2 White Bear Infantry. Hidden, he has 2 Saber Cav and 1 Revolver Cav. So we can see that this person, although he's not showing it yet, has the cavalry advantage. It looks very good for Stifsre right now because of the lack of infantry on Dog's side. Anyway, let's play the battle. I have watched this battle. It's interesting. So Stifsre has this very strange ability of sending me 12 replays labelled 1 to 13. I looked at all my replays, it was like, where's 12? Why is it called 13? No idea where that one went. Probably see it at some point. But yes, so this is the battle. All throughout the last week he's been saying, oh, you know, you can trash all my replays I'm sending you, but you can't trash number 6, okay? You have to show number 6, okay? So this is number 6, this is the one he wanted to show everyone. Personally, I don't see what's up with it. You know, it's pretty shit. Nah, it's alright. Well, you'll see. You'll see what happens. It's pretty good. So anyway, enough bambling on. First things first, the enemy Dog is going to move up his force. He's going to move it up into a line. As his Stifsre is going to set up on a very long line formation using all his infantry to cover as many crevices as possible. I personally don't like this kind of map. I think it's way too hilly. But it does lead to strategic advances and stuff. Dog's going to move up his Yariki very close to Stifsre's forming up lines, and he's going to move it back pretty much straight away, maybe too close. The fact that he has so many that they come see his hidden units, they were way too far from the battlefield, so he moves them up. One of the things about having so many cav is that they are very easy to kill when it comes to shooting at them. So that leaves Dog at a very big disadvantage when it comes to that. However, he does still have quite a bit of infantry, which can go toe-to-toe and are mostly better than the Black Tortoise Force, which Stifsre is using here on the flanks. Set up his Yariki on the extreme right. He's also got some in the middle. I don't know where the rest of it is. Well, he had 4 units. I should probably just use the minimap. Oh, they're here in the middle. So ready to pounce wherever they need it, although he is keeping a big cavalry contingent, I say big, on the side just in case, because he's seen that these cavalry are on the flank as well. Moving up all the lines of battle here. Shooting's getting ready to happen. There are going to be some shots fired. Some banter proposed. Movement of the cavalry on the flank as well. We're going to try and see. The problem with this thing is that the cameras are all over the place. Black Tortoise Force coming in, and the first shots are being fired by these force onto the sharpshooters. They're going to lose a horrendous amount of their numbers very, very quickly, but they're just going to have to set up slightly further back to be able to be in range because sharpshooters. However, Stifsre's going to press his advantage. He's going to move up his Black Tortoise Force a bit closer to try and get them continuously. Maybe try and prevent these guys from capping should they want to, although they're not dismounted, so they can't really do that. But getting shots on this Yariki is going to be very good for them. So the first shots have been fired. First casualties taken on Dog's side. Yariki is going to move around the flanks, and then these Black Tortoise Force continuing their fire onto these sharpshooters. These United States Marine taking a lot of fire as well. Actually, a horrendous amount of fire. Yariki being moved back. The rest of the battlefield, not really much movement going on, although there is a huge amount of contingent of cavalry here with 2 sabers and the Yariki. Stifsre's moved his Yariki to answer that if the movement should happen. These United States Marine taking a lot of damage, as is the sharpshooter still and continuously. Not really much things going on. No firing back going on. Maybe these Black Tortoise Force have a slightly better range than the average infantry. Maybe not. Getting fired back straight away. Although Stifsre is moving on. Probably not the best thing to do because United States Marines have a huge rate of fire. Very accurate, very deadly. So these guys have taken almost 50 of their damage already. Over 50 casualties very, very shortly. Taking a huge amount of damage, and they're not actually firing back. So they're going to have to... They are broken, in fact. Now these Red Bear Infantry being able to fire back on these United States Marines who are taking down 50 casualties already. Oh, not quite. Actually, not losing that many men. big cavalry contingent now. There's 2 Saber Cav now alongside the Yariki. Going to move around the flank. Stifsre moving back to retreat just in case something does happen. He's not going to be able to force himself through these 4 units as once. Although they haven't moved yet. Probably would have, if it was me anyway, move around the flank. It's actually going to withdraw them on the side. Stifsre's whole right flank starting to break under the continuous fire of the sharpshooters and the United States Marines. Not anything else has been firing. To have 3 units, 3 units taken out by 2 is, you know, not really the best thing you want. But then again, these are his back to FotS, who I assume aren't very elite or you know, high tier low units, if you know what I mean, against a very, very elite United States Marine and some sharpshooters, which are always very decent at long range because that is what they're used for. He's going to move his back to FotS. Personally, I would have moved them around this side, maybe to affect the key. I think that's what he's actually going to be doing. These ones completely shattered, never going to come back from routing. He is doing that. He's moving these men up. It's kind of, yeah, he's just put an attack order in, so it's not going to happen. He's also going to put this farmhouse down. Shooting straight at the Yariki, taking down almost 15 in one volley, and then they're going to continue just put fire into them. Huge amount of fire going in. The sharpshooters are still in range, going to be able to fire at these. Yariki losing a lot of men. Almost half this unit is gone, and then Dog is going to retreat his men. These guys routing in. They're going to charge now. They're actually going to be put down this side. Yariki has been moved. It looks like Dog is going to do a very big charge at these men, not wanting to take any further casualties, so Stifsre can out with his own Yariki charging there. He's back to FotS is completely dead at this point. There's no point. They're just going to die straight away. So the back to FotS going down. Yariki being charged down. The sharpshooters firing into melee. These revolver have been taken by Dog on the side, probably going to just shoot into the mass. Probably going to hit a lot of his casualties actually. And here's some more Black Tortoise first coming into support. Going to have a nice little firing from these guys into the side. A lot of these Yariki, very, oh my god. No discrimination. Everyone's getting killed. Big shots. These revolver have not taken any damage yet. All those Yariki aren't wavering. But they will be in a minute. They're going to lose a lot of their number from this Roval Cav. They've been lost none of their men. There we go, starting to lose men, mostly probably from this General's Bodyguard who's doing very similar things. Because Yariki on Stifsre's flank totally destroyed. And in the meantime, this flank has also once again started firing at each other. Got some Black Tortoise voice once again coming in. So getting fired at by the once again United States Marine Sharp. So it seems to be a very big repeat of what's going on here. So Stifsre's lost half of his cavalry. There's a big cavalry fight going on here, which I completely missed. I do apologise. So we got the Yariki versus the Yariki here. So there's not really much hugely going on, but it looks like very even. Looks like Stifsre's got a slight amount of, yeah, he's losing slightly. He's actually going to lose all his Yariki to these 2 units, who have both taken quite a lot of damage. But you know, 2 units for 2 units. Not really stuff. Stifsre, as such, is going to withdraw all his units back. He's still got all of his Infantry and United States Marines. So it's all okay. He's sort of just withdrawing. He's realised that he can't push the offensive. He's going to have to be up to Dog to do that. Which is good because on the defensive, you know, line infantry is kind of better on the defensive than on the offensive. But Dog does have the cavalry to really use that advantage that he has in numbers at the moment, taking out most of Stifsre's infantry, well, a vast majority of Stifsre's infantry, and all his cavalry being gone now except for his General's Bodyguard. I'd like to note that the General's Bodyguard has an insane amount of experience, which is ridiculous, as do all the infantry. Here we go, we got a charge straight into the Yariki, but they're going to be fired at and shot by these Infantry 9. So they're going to go into combat. Infantry 9, I'm not entirely sure how good they are. Well, actually, they're going to still shoot in combat, but I'm not entirely sure how good they are in combat. I'm probably sure they're going to be semi-decent. And now these Red Bear Infantry also firing at these Infantry 9. They're going to take a lot of damage, although they do have enough armor to take a few shots, but they are still going to get shot pretty horrendously. The amount of White Bear shots going into there. But Stifsre managing to pull them out of range very, very quickly, although they have taken a huge amount of losses. That said, they are still a formidable force, very elite unit, probably one of the best infantry units in the game if I remember rightly. And then they're going to fire. Yeah, actually in range of these Yariki, who are going to take a few shots, and that puts them straight down into wavering because horses. The United States Marines also in range of these Red Bear infantry. who are going to take losses because of that. Actually, they're not going to take any losses unless they were shooting at these guys, which I think they were. So these white bear were actually the ones taking losses. So Stifsre's got himself onto his hill. He sort of just stayed there. They got some units sort of overlapping each other, which is good. So yeah, and then Dog has put his cavalry behind the hill. They are not hidden because this isn't the same Rome 2 hidden tactics. So I think it would be much more interesting to have those in this. I think that's a really good addition to the game, personally. The hidden factor of line of sight. Anyway, moving on. These Yariki still not moving really. We got a Dog. I think he's just thinking. He's doing it very slowly. He's thinking of his options. Time isn't really a problem for him. He's got the advantage. I mean, unless this is a time battle, but I'm not entirely sure if it is. If it is, then Dog maybe doesn't have all the time in the world, but it does seem like he should have a good amount of time to deploy his forces to be able to strike down. Very similar unit numbers when it comes to Infantry Marine, about 81 in the United States Marines at 85. Oh, it seems that Stifsre has decided to move some of his infantry. She's got two black tortoise voice and one red bear to go around the flank. Not entirely sure what he's attempting to do. Maybe go against these saber cav, move around the flank. He's going to move these red bear infantry to cover the hole that he's laid. Just trying to do that. I'm not entirely sure what he's doing. So these saber cav are apparently going to charge down on the infantry, and then he decides to withdraw. It's a very weird standoff. I personally would not have got for this. Like, this is cav versus guns. Like, these guys are just literally over the crest. So as soon as these, yeah, I mean, they're gonna get, if they go over the crest, they're gonna get shot. But it depends how close Stifsre wants to go. It seems like Stifsre wants to go the whole way. He's gonna go for a charge, unless these black turtles voice has some kind of like anti-cav stuff. I'm not entirely sure if they do. Once again, not really used to Fall of Samurai or anything. They've got some middle action going on here. Oh, the shooting has started. Oh, there's so much shit going on. I'm just going to try and get themselves in position so you can sort of see there's some shooting going on with the United States Marines. And they've gone over the crest. Saber Cav going over the crest, taking out these black troops of force very quickly. Massive wavering going on. Red Bear infantry starting to shoot. They are doing damage, but I mean, these black what? Why would you do this? Why did you sacrifice 2 of your units? I don't know. I think it was a very bad move in my opinion. We shall see how that pays off. Sharpshooters getting shot now by these Infantry 9 who are losing a huge amount of men. The United States Marines still holding the middle flank. Sending his general in with his revolvers attacking the Saber Cav. Revolvers are really good in this game. Like, I didn't realise just how good. And then got some revolver cav, in fact. So overall, Red Bear infantry actually managing to hold off these Saber Cav. Maybe the Red Bear infantry are very good in melee combat. And then the revolver cav absolutely decimating Stifsre's general's bodyguard. However, they themselves are then decimated by the Red Bear infantry. So we got a huge, like, sort of hill 66 just here, staying in the middle of his hill, being able to take down unit after unit, although he has lost a huge amount of units himself. His general not quite dead. Well, it will be in a minute, actually. He's putting off a rally. He's going to get attacked by this Yariki, which will cause him to most likely die in combat, which is very sad. This Saber Cav still not completely dead either. Red Bear infantry going to come up. These guys haven't lost one of their men. Going to see how many shots they get to put into these Yariki. Quite a few, actually. But they're not actually going to be able to take them out. However, these Saber Cav are going to charge into them. They're going to actually try and turn around. I don't know how much. These Saber Cav are probably going to die in melee if the Red Bear are any good. Actually, Yariki coming in as well. This could be very devastating for Stifsre. However, Dog doesn't seem to be pressing his numbers advantage. He's kind of focusing on this side. Actually, he's losing combat here. Interesting. Stifsre going to move back his forces once again. Yariki taking a lot of damage. Actually, they're going to withdraw and thus going to get shot by these Red Bear infantry. We've only lost less than 50 of their troops. Oh, these guys are completely shattered now. Still got some revolver cav in the midst. He's still got his general's bodyguard as well. Is that a melee bodyguard? It is. It's a melee gen. Interesting. Yes. So Stifsre still has the hill. Dog hasn't really pressed his advantage in numbers. If Dog had just moved up all his troops, focused fire on the elite units of these Infantry Marine and the Black Tortoise Voice and these United States Marine, probably would have taken them down. These United States Marine only lost 20 of their troops. They're still very, very devastating. Very strong unit. Actually, even this Infantry Marine with only 60 troops is still better than most line infantry units out there. These red bear infantry and white bear infantry combos. Doing dog pretty good. These guys are just wavering in general just because of casualties sustained. They might flee before even seeing combat again. So Stifsre is going to move to the flank now. He's going to abandon the sign of hill advantage just to be able to go slightly. He's not entirely sure what's going on, I don't think. He doesn't know if Dog is actually going to press his advantage now, if he's not going to press the advantage. Either way, he's slightly in range. No, he's not really in range. So yeah, gonna see. It all depends on Dog's movement now. We've got these Yariki Revolver Cav going into the side, attacking these red bear infantry. Not doing any damage, I think it's because they're in the trees. But they're going to apparently attack in melee, and that's not going to go too well. Yeah, no, they're wavering straight away. Oh, they are trying to get these United Sumerians, that's what's going on. But they're not going to do very good in melee. They're not a melee unit at all. So yeah, so they're probably going to waver and die as soon as they get shot and killed. Red bear infantry, there we go, yeah. Revolver Cav gone. I think that was a waste of Revolver Cav personally. Then again, Revolver Cav very good against cavalry. Not 100% sure how good they are against infantry. Well, they do have a very high rate of fire. So there we go. Standoff once again. It looks very even. Oh, and these shots actually, very interestingly, because they were in range of the Revolver Cav, managing to kill a few of the white bear infantry as well with that very long range shot. We can see our infantry have a huge range when it comes to their shots, and they're very, very fast rate of fire. Very strong unit. I remember Stifsre talking about them fondly. Although, I would like to note that Dog has both of the workshop and the farmhouse, giving him better stamina and better morale. Actually, better morale defense. Stifsre managing to put in a rapid fire rapid fire ability, which is taking out these red bear infantry very quickly. Their numbers dropping very rapidly. A big shooting thing. These guys are actually going to have a little bit of advantage because there is trees where these guys would have fired. I think it's about the same all over. And it seems like one of those units have lost all its ammo. I think it's the shows you how long this battle has gone on for. These red bear infantry starting to waver under the effects of battle. But it surprised me that Stifsre's units aren't all wavering, considering that he's lost his general and Dog has not. However, it does seem like Dog is using units left, right and centre. These red bear infantry getting shot at very, loads. It's a bit too little too late. Like, you should have charged so much earlier. I think these guys have run out of ammo. I think that might be the problem. We've got the same thing here. We've got the infantry line going forward towards these white bear infantry, but the general's bodyguard is going to be able to shoot them down.
Your men are routing, sir.
There we go. After mine down and routing. Now it's gone up to 3 against 2. Like there was a point where Dog had the massive advantage of infantry. He's getting a little bit of fire going on into Black's Tortoise force. We can see really just how good line infantry are on the defensive compared to the offensive. Then again, I feel like Dog could have done so much better if he had just moved all his units up. When Stifsre was retreating, he should have just kept on at him. And then he threw away his cav a bit. I mean, it was very small throwaways, but overall, you know, the amount of throwaways going on. And there we go. Oh, a huge amount of damage going on against his general's bodyguard here because of these Black Tortoise force. Only leaving the white bear infantry, who are going to fire at these Black Tortoise force, doing a huge amount of damage, going them down to wavering. However, the United States Marines, who still have 120 of their force, going to be able to shoot. They have pinpoint accuracy, doing a huge amount of damage. Yeah, overall Dog is going to be wavering, and yeah, pretty much the victory of Stifsre here. A very long battle. I think Stifsre played very well when it came to. He knew when to retreat. He tried his luck on the offensive, and then led to a retreating force. Now let's look at the results. Very interesting battle. I felt like Dog could have taken that very easily. Once Stifsre started retreating, if he had just continued to push at him, because whilst Stifsre was remanœuvering, Dog could have easily just, because they would have to turn around to move backwards and turn back around to shoot, whilst Dog only had to move forward, stop and then shoot. So I don't know. Also the cavalry sort of, I don't know what he did with his cavalry. Like maybe I know on that first cavalry engagement on the flank, where Stifsre had 2 units of Yariki, which had been charged by 2 units of Yariki, and to charge the Tortoise Force, and then you just sent in the Revolver Cav to shoot into that combat. That might have been a bad idea. I don't think that would have been really necessary. Anyway, in terms of kills, the United States Marines unequivocally getting a huge amount of kills, 417. We saw how good they were. United States Marines are some of the best infantry, as our Infanterie Marine getting 209 as well. Doing rather well. I think these guys were caught off guard more than anything. They could have done much more had they not been caught off guard. And then it's just a sort of mix of Red Bear infantry, Rexasaur force. It's very even. In terms of kills, though, you can see they're not getting a huge amount of kills overall. These Blacktails force only getting 4. Oh, that's not a huge amount when you think about it. Really, United States Marines pretty much carried that game, as well as the Infanterie Marine not doing too badly. On the enemy side with Dog, we got once again United States Marines. As you can see, it is the unit that's doing amazing. So the sharpshooters getting a huge amount of kills. We saw the sharpshooters actually being used to a very good advantage at outranging these Black Tortoise force, doing a huge amount of damage overall on the flank. And then it's Revolver Cav, yeah, we saw them doing really well. And it's sort of mixed around, but these White Bear, Red Bear doing no damage apiece. Overall, it was a very, very enjoyable battle to watch. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys would like to send me your replays, then there's a link in the description. Click on that link, watch the video. You will know how to send me your videos. You can be showcased in one of the Total War Online Battles review replay thingy series. Yes. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.